What's going on, guys? Today we have to talk about a lot, so let's get straight into it. Today I'm going to be teaching you guys the basics of Yu-Gi-Oh! Again, but today we'll be talking about card types. You see all these cool looking card types, like this card, that number on that card, that number on that card. Yeah, we'll be talking about that, and the number on that card. So first up is monster cards. Monster cards mean the monsters that players battle each other against or protect themselves with during the battle phase. They're the main focus of the duel. Monster cards are differentiate by their names: type, attribute, attack, defense, and their level. The level is this thing right here. The attack is this thing right here. Defense is that right here. And this is their effect. I'll talk about effect in a second. Furthermore, there's normal monsters, which are monsters that lack effect and aren't any other kinds of monsters except Gemini monsters, which are summoned as normal monsters. There's also effect monsters. Here, this is effect monster right here. The effect would be right here. There's also ritual monsters. I have a good one for that. If it pops up. This guy's a ritual monster. A ritual monster is a monster that you have to have like cards on the field or in your hand, and you have to sacrifice that many with like this card. You have to tribute monsters from your hand or the field whose total levels equal a certain amount of things. So this card's to summon this card. You have to activate this, then discard enough to get 8 or more summon him. Next up is fusion monsters. Hold on. Okay, I was right. So, these are fusion monsters. Fusion monsters are cards that you need to have a polymerization. So, for this card, you need an Archfiend normal monster, and a Red Eyes normal monster. So, it pretty much means you need the 2 cards that it says on the field. It says on the card to summon that. So, next, another card is, hold on, my thing's screwy. Okay, next up is Synchro Monsters. Synchro Monsters are monsters that, I got a good one for that, Luster, I think it is. Fudge. Hold on, guys. Monster of food. Here, let me just search up monster. So, yeah, it's one of these cards. A Synchro Monster is a card that you see how many stars there are, and you see 1 tuner plus 1 non-tuner, so let's search for a tuner monster. So, you would need... where's the tuner at? Oh. So you'd need a tuner, like this card right here, and you'd need a regular monster, so a non-tuner. So that's 1 star, and you'd need a 4-star monster now, so this one would work. A Synchro Monster needs... all the levels, it needs to reach the Synchro Monsters level. As I was saying, the levels need to reach, like this, plus, pretend, I don't think I have another level 1, so that won't work. This plus this. Pretend one of them's a tuner and one of them not. Their level has to equal this. It has to equal 5 stars. And that isn't even 5 stars, so. Next up, XYZ monsters. Here's an XYZ. XYZ is, we talked about it before. So this one says 2 level 5 monsters. So you take 2 level 5 monsters, and you put them on the field. And after they're on the field, you pretty much combine them together to bring out that 1 monster. And then the creatures become XYZ material. So That's what Xyz Monsters are. I'll show you guys how to use them and stuff later. Well, it's pretty easy. All you do is have, after you gotta have 2 cards on the field. You can only summon 1 XYZ per turn, I think. Unless you use a card to act, like, rank up. Unless you use a card like, I don't have it in this hand. Yeah. Unless you use that. And then they're not able to use their effect. I don't know what I was saying, but for the effect monsters, that's what you guys should worry about. You should worry about normal monsters and effect monsters. Effect monsters are these type right here. They are the types that you resolve on their card. There's flip monsters. I forgot the other ones. There's regular activate monsters if something happens, like this one. And there's one other. And you resolve, when it says you can, you resolve their effect. You resolve the effect on their card. So that's pretty easy. So during play, monster cards can be played in either face-up attack or face-down defense position. The most importance of a monster card lies in their effects, which is usually activated during the controller's main phase. And their attack and defense value, attack and defense values during the battle phase, or more specifically, the damage step. When a card reads a word or phrase in quotation marks followed by monster, it means a monster with the word or phrase in its name. For example, a 6 samurai monster is a monster with 6 samurai in its name. So there's a ton of different cards. Yeah, there's different layouts like colors, their attributes, their properties, their levels, and tons of other stuff. You can only summon one normal monster per turn. So I could only summon this for my turn. And next turn I could summon this if I wanted. So you can only summon one monster per turn unless it's a special summon. Special summon is where you activate like a card to special summon, or it has like an effect that can special summon it. So that is that. So that's pretty much for the monster cards. So let's move on. Oh yeah, I'll talk about that later. Okay, next up is spell cards. Spell cards are called magic cards in the game and are colored with a green border. So these cards right here, they affect the game a lot. They're okay. As I was saying, they have borders that have various effects that can alter the game. To play the way the game is played. It usually has a single effect that provides a bonus to the user or a weakness to the opponent. All spell cards are either spell speed 1, with the exception of quick play spell cards, which are spell speed 2. You may activate and set as many spell cards as you'd like per turn. After activation, spell cards, with the exception of continuous spell cards, are sent to the graveyard. And unlike trap cards, spell cards have the advantage of being able to be played the turn they are drawn without having to set them first. A set spell card may be activated during the same turn it was set as well, with the exception of quick play cards. Some very powerful spell cards have been forbidden from advanced play. We'll talk about forbidden in a couple seconds. From advanced play tournaments such as Pot of Avarice, in many cases. As I was saying, Konami has released new, less powerful replacements for some of these cards. For instance, Pot of Avarice. Let's search that up. Pot of Avarice. They don't have it on here. Okay. It was replaced by the weaker Pot of Daichotami. They don't have that on here either. Yeah, but fudge, I don't care. You guys can see what I use for recording. Which returns fewer monsters whilst adding the type restrictions to prevent genericness and easy activation. Used properly, a single spell can significantly alter the game in the user's favor, or even cause them to win the duel. So that's pretty much it about spell cards. There's a couple types of spell cards. Let's look at them. There's a normal, which speed 1. They usually have only one effect. There's a continuous, which has, if it has this little symbol, it's continuous. They continue. Equipped, they have a crosshair. Quick play. Oh yeah, equipped are to like equip to certain type of monster. Like this one equips to a machine type monster, and it gains 700 attack. Oh yeah, the type is right here. It has 700 attack. It's type's right there. Field spell. So field spell are cards that have this little map, and it gives all like water type monsters. This one gives all water type monsters 200 extra attack. So that's what they usually all do something else. So whatever it says, that's what they do. And a ritual has this like flaming chalice type thing. So that's what a ritual is. Okay, so that's it really for spell cards. Next up is trap cards. So, let's go to trap cards. These are trap cards. The one with the reddish border. And this little mark up there. So, trap cards are cards with purple color borders, like I said, that have various effects. Unless stated otherwise, a trap card must first be set, which means put in the field zone, the trap and spell field zone, and face down, and can only be activated after the current turn has finished, like when it's your opponent's main turn. After that, it may be activated during either player's turn. Trap cards are spell speed 2, with the exception of counter trap cards, which are spell speed 3. Trap cards may be chained to spell cards or trap monsters, or to the effects of effect monsters. Normal trap cards are spell speed 2. They can be activated during either player's turn as long as it wasn't set that turn. The effects of certain normal type trap monsters behave like equipped cards, but the card is still considered a normal trap card. Continuous spell trap cards, which are the same as continuous spell cards, are also spell speed 2. Their effects are applied as long as they are face up on the field. Counter trap cards are spell speed 3. No cards or effects except other counter trap cards can be chained to a counter trap cards. Just for your information, in Turbo Duels during Yu-Gi-Oh! 5D's anime, because the use of non-speed spell cards is restricted, duelists generally have a higher amount of trap cards in their deck. That's just something you'd like to know. I don't know. You guys might want to know it. So they pretty much have the same effects. There's only 2 different ones. If they're normal trap cards, they usually don't have them. They don't have them, except for a few. And if they have an N, that means they're normal, so you don't need to worry about that. Continuous, as I said, they have this... Oh, that's counter. I don't want counter. Continuous. Continuous are the ones with this type of mark, like an infinity sign. And finally, counter trap cards are cards that have this mark, and they can only be countered with trap cards. Okay, so the last thing we're going to talk about is for spells, traps, and stuff, I'll leave a link in the description for you to read through it. But there are ban lists. There's a ban list every 1 month. There are cards that are on the ban list can't be used in your main deck, extra deck, or side deck. There's also limited cards like this one, and this one, and this one, where you can only have a certain amount of those. All cards you can only have 3, but some you can only have like 2 or 1. So, if you guys want to read through this, it's pretty cool. You guys can only have you can't use them. You can use them in traditional no matter what, I'm pretty sure. But if it's, like, advanced or something like that, then you can't, really use it. So, thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed it, leave a like and subscribe. I'll be coming out with more of these beginner guide things, every so often, so look forward to it. Thanks for watching, and if you liked it, click the subscribe button, and I'm out.